So, guys, with the coronavirus affecting over 16% of global trade, it is more important than ever that you diversify your supply chain. I want you to get out there and examine your supply chain and figure out where you can source goods if a disaster was to happen, whether it be a natural disaster or another world health crisis, whether it be political instability. I want you to be protected from all that. I want you to take the time to get out there, find multiple sources for your product. You can have 2, 3, 4 sources for a product. It doesn't matter. The more, the better. You want to know where your product is available, what your other alternatives are, and what they have to offer. You want to make sure that the political, climate, geological, geographical, all those risks are not associated with each other. It doesn't make sense to go out and source the same product from 3 different villages in China. It makes a lot more sense to get out there, diversify the countries you're sourcing from, make sure you're diversifying the materials you're sourcing from, make sure that you have alternatives for the materials you are using. Make sure that, you have every option on the table and that it's there. So that way, if you need it, you know how to act. You can just pull out your little notebook, go, do. Here's what suppliers I have. This isn't a big deal. My company is going to continue to run as is, and I'm not going to let something like the coronavirus stop me. Another thing you can do besides just looking at that supply chain is to take a look at who supplies your supply chain. Get to that next level. Look one step down. If a component of a device you're having manufactured somewhere comes from another place, it's really important to assess the risk of that particular component. It's really important to know that key components can be gotten from other suppliers and that your manufacturer can continue to run in the event of a global catastrophe. The last thing you want is your supply chain to shut down because they shut down the ports, they shut down the airports, they shut down the cruise liners. You want to make sure that your goods can get in and out. We talked about diversifying your factories. We talked about making sure that there are backups in place for some of those key components needed in goods that are being assembled. Now I want to talk about another thing. I want to talk about diversifying the goods that you sell. Now listen, if you just sell one kind of good and there's like a world shortage of copper or something like that, it can really mess things up. It can really throw a wrench in your business. These global forces, sometimes you can't control them, and trying to control them is just waiting to fail. It's important that you have multiple products that are diverse, that are unaffected by each other, that work independently of one another. So that way, if something happens to one side of your business or one product line or one product or, a whole line or whatever, you have a backup plan. You have something else you can go to. Your business is not going to starve for cash. You can get out there, you can sell your other products, and your business is running just fine. You want to make sure that you have plan B, plan C, plan D, because you know what? Your customers and your employees are relying on you. They're relying on you to make sure that your business stays running despite any unforeseen circumstances, any sort of catastrophes. It's just important to make sure that, you did your due diligence, you assess your risk. And even when you assessed your risk, you diversified your holdings. It's like the old saying, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket because if you drop the basket, you lose all your eggs. So I want to see you get out there. I want to see you source your products from multiple manufacturers. I want to see you source them from multiple regions. I want to see you go into different types of products that use different types of materials. I want to see you do a lot of things that can help you protect yourself. That if tomorrow, there was a shortage of something, you're protected. Today, more than ever, diversification is so important. It's why they tell you when you buy stocks, you want to buy index funds, you want to buy mutual funds. You don't want to just own one stock. And when you're selling online and you just have one product from one place, it's kind of like holding one stock. It's kind of like being a single stockholder. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it goes bad, sometimes that factory closes overnight. I really want you to sit back and evaluate your supply chain. Evaluate those who supply your supply chain. Evaluate who does your packaging even. And make sure that you have other options. You know what plan B is. You know what to do in an emergency. You know what to do if the port's shut down. You know what to do if there's a natural disaster. You got to plan for these things. Because I can tell you what, nobody planned for the coronavirus. Nobody knew it was coming. But you know what? Savvy business owners were prepared for anything. They knew where they could move their supply chains to. They had other goods that are propping up their business while they can't get the one or two goods they can't get from China right now. And you know what? For the most part, they're unaffected. But with 69% of the Chinese GDP affected by this coronavirus, with those being affected, a lot of sellers are affected. I know 2 or 3 business owners right now who can't land products in the USA because their factories were closed down for Chinese New Year and then coronavirus. So it's been 3-4 weeks since they were able to get their shipments in. They're running low on inventory. And if they had a plan B, they could be ordering those goods right now because who knows how long this coronavirus is going to last. It's about assessing risk, having a plan, following through with that. So guys, what I want to leave you with is it's important to plan. You can never do too much preparation. You know, Benjamin Franklin said something along the lines of an hour of preparation is worth like 2 hours of work or some hours of work. I don't know. But he said it, look it up, it's a fact. And I really believe it. I really think it's important to be prepared. I think it's important to plan for situations. And I hope that you guys were not affected by the coronavirus and that your supply chains are all right. But if you were, this is a great opportunity to learn. This is a great opportunity to take a step back, realize where you went wrong, assess your supply chain, and figure out how you can add some more diversity into that. How you can make your business a little more complex so it can't be foiled by a quarantine. So guys, I hope you guys really liked the video. I'm trying to cover some more recent events and, have some interviews on the show. It would really help if you guys would like and subscribe. It really means a lot to the channel and it helps us grow. We'll be coming at you every Monday with more videos, and we hope to see you there.